Hello everybody and welcome back to Dr. Ghost Games. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Prinz Eugen Tier 7 Premium German Heavy Cruiser. I almost got brain farted there, gotta love it. But yeah, Tier 7 Premium German Heavy Cruiser, the Prinz Eugen. Now, I do quite like this thing, and I did pick it up actually, I think last couple weeks ago. So yeah, and I think this is a great ship, and I'm going to go over the review of the ship. So I'm going to go over the stats and everything, the upgrades and loadout, the commander build, and then there will be some cool gameplay as well. So, with all that being said, let's go and take a look. So for the upgrades and loadout, we have aiming systems. We've got, on the second thing, we've got propulsion mod. I just love having this propulsion mod. I don't really care about agility. It's very early in the morning, guys. 4 o'clock in the morning. Sorry if I'm getting my words all mixed up here. But yeah, I don't really care about agility as much in certain heavy cruisers, such as the Prinz Eugen. However, it probably would have helped a lot in the match you guys will see coming up. But it is what it is. I still prefer that awesome propulsion mod. That's just me. For the third mod slot, I am putting Concealment Systems mod. It's kind of a no-brainer with a lot of cruisers, but if you want to go full agility, that's totally an option in plopping on Steering Gears mod 3. Or you could go weird and just put Target Acquisition, but I really don't see the point. This is not a battleship, and yeah, I really don't see the point in that. And for the final modification, just to get a little bit more DPM and reload, I've got my main battery mod 3 on. Which does decrease the reload. Now, you could really swap any of these out. Like, you could put on torpedoes, but I don't really see the point. Gunfire control systems, this is totally an option. Getting that extra 5% range. AA guns, and secondary bed, nah. I just find most use out of having extra reload, especially on a cruiser. That's super helpful. Now, for the loadout, we've got HE, we've got AP, we've got torpedoes, we've got damage controls, we have sonar, which it's pretty good sonar, because, you know, German sonar is the best sonar. Not even joking when I say that. It's literally crazy good. 5.6 kilometer detection of ships, 3.8 torpedo detectability. The consumable duration is 118 seconds with a 171 second reload, and I've got 2 of them. I've also got 3 catapult fighters, and I've got 3 heals. I do have all of the boosters on right now, except the XP booster, because there's no point in putting an XP booster on a non-tech free ship. And I've got the Northern Parliament flag, which is basically a wolf flag. It looks pretty cool. And I've got the Type 9 camo that the boat comes with. For the stats, we've got 45,000 hit points. We've got 13 through 160 millimeters of armor. And we have we've got a 10% torpedo reduction, basically non-existent. Artillery is going to be a lovely 203 millimeter 8-inch German guns. They reach out to 18.8 kilometers on my build with a 10.3 second reload, which is pretty damn good for a heavy cruiser. With a 26.5 second 180 degree turn time, not the greatest, but hey. HE shell maximum damage 2500 with a 16% fire chance, and the AP maximum damage is pretty damn spicy, 6490, basically 6500. The AP on this thing's very good. HE's pretty decent as well at getting fires and stuff, and if you have problems dealing with somebody that's bow in or angling, the HE does come in pretty nicely. For the torpedoes, this thing actually does have very good torpedoes. It's got 6 on each side, and they reach out to 8 kilometers. Now, unlike the Hipper, which is the sister ship to the Eugen, unlike the Hipper, this thing actually gets 2 kilometers extra range on its torpedoes, which may not sound like a lot, but instead of having 6 kilometer torpedoes, you get 8 kilometer torpedoes, which makes a pretty big difference, I'd say. Torpedo speed's pretty average, 60 knots, really not that great. AA defense on this is pretty decent, actually. Nothing spectacular. It's not Baltimore or Cleveland levels of AA, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, can't really go wrong with the AA on this. Then again, though, it's not the greatest. So don't expect too much out of the AA, but it's there. It can do some things. For the maneuverability, we've got a 34.4 knot maximum speed on my build with a 770 meter turning circle radius, which is pretty abysmal. Yeah, that's yikes. With a 9.8 rudder. Ugh. Agility, I'm not an agile build, guys. I'm a full-on gun build. Just keep that in mind. So, agility, yeah. But I'm sure you could go with an agile build. If people have gone with agile builds, let me know in the comments, guys. Tell me what you guys think of agile builds, at least on the Prinz Eugen. Let me know. But for me, I really don't care too much about agile builds, mainly because I like to just maximize my guns, man. Getting that extra DPM and extra range and extra fire chance, that's just more valuable to me. But to each their own, I guess. Concealment, pretty bad, 11.7 by sea, 7.4 by air with a 2 guaranteed, and 8 kilometers while firing in smoke. Now the armor, this thing has very good armor. 27 millimeters of bow and stern armor, which in case you guys are not aware, 27 millimeters can actually ricochet shells all the way up to 15 inches, at least AP shells. So if AP shells hit you right in the bow here, odds are they're just going to literally ricochet right off your bow if they're AP shells and they're 15-inch guns or less. However, 16-inch guns or higher will just go straight through your bow and stern like butter. Unless they hit you on that orange plating there, then they actually might ricochet. But that's very unlikely. So be careful, but if there's 15-inch guns out there, you guys can actually tank them. Unless they load 8 cheap, so keep that in mind. But yeah, armor's pretty damn good on Prinz Eugen. And the overview, she's tough, I can agree. Barrage can be equipped with the main battery reload booster. Yeah, I forgot to go over that in the loadout, but you guys can swap out your sonar with a main battery reload booster or a defensive AA, but I just don't see the point. You only get one main battery reload booster, and honestly, I find more value having the sonar, man. German sonar is disgustingly good, and I just can't give that up. Now, if I got like 2 or 3 main battery reload boosters, maybe, but I don't, so I just don't care. But superior AP damage as well. Yeah, the AP on this thing is actually really decent, and you guys will see some of that in the gameplay. Prinz Eugen, one of a series of Admiral Hipper-class ships, and one of the most powerful heavy cruisers of the 1930s. During World War II, she was equipped with powerful anti-aircraft guns, yeah, I'd say so, and enhanced fire control systems. She entered service in 1940, and there are 5 ships in the series. I'm sure a lot of you guys also, if you paid attention to the history of the Bismarck, this ship was actually escorting the Bismarck on its little operation in the North Atlantic. I'm sure you guys have heard of the Battle of the Denmark Strait, but this thing was with the Bismarck when she was getting attacked, and when the hood got detonated. So, pretty cool history behind the ship. I do strongly suggest watching some videos on the history of this. But enough talking about that. Let's take a look at the commander real fast and get into the gameplay portion. We've got Francesco Membelli as an inspiration for the extra reload. And we've got Nikolai Kuznetsov for the extra range. You guys could obviously swap any of these out for whatever you guys feel like. We've got Radeon, which basically is our base trait. It increases our cruiser maximum speed up to 4.5. We've got Beyond Range, increase our main battery range by 10%. We've got Igniter, which increases our fire chance up to 3%. You guys could also put on Expose, which is not a bad option at all. Or you guys could put on Before It's Too Late. But I find more use out of Igniter or Expose. I put on Punch Through, which increases my AP shell damage by 10% and increases my AP shell penetration multiplier by 6%. Just makes the guns more punchy, man, and that's what I love with this ship here. You guys could obviously also put on Velocis though to get that extra movement speed, or you could put on Fortified to get the extra incoming damage. Now we've got Fixated on, which increases our main battery shell grouping by 3%. And it increases our main battery dispersion by, or minus 3% rather. You also could put on Steer Clear, once again, if you want to go full agility. And for the final thing, we've got Refill Station, which decreases our main battery reload by 7%. You guys could also swap this out for Fully Packed, which is fully, you know, it's an option there. You guys could do that just to get an extra main battery reload, for example. But once again, I just find more value with having the extra reload and the extra main battery range when I'm in range of my allied ships. But, ladies and gentlemen, he's level 15, legendary 3, and with all that being said, let's go ahead and bring you guys over to the gameplay. I hope you all do enjoy it. Okay, so here we are in the gameplay portion. We are in the Prinz Eugen. We are on the left side of the spawn here. It's a domination mode on... I have to check the map. Okay, it's Warrior's Path. Thank God I opened the settings when I was doing this. But yeah, Warrior's Path. We're on the left side of the map here on Charlie, and we're going to do some things. Now, this ship, it's kind of hard to play. Not going to lie with you guys. There's times where I want to get super aggressive because I'm German, and I've got good armor, and I want to utilize these torpedoes. But really, you got to be careful, because if you're not, well, you guys will see why, if you're not careful. But I'm going to barely slip away from something coming up very shortly, when I probably should have died, but I get away by the skin of my teeth. And yeah, it's going to be pretty entertaining, I think. But I want to point out some stuff here in this match, in particular. Now, right off the bat, we're spotted, and Azuma absolutely smacks the crap out of us with that HE. Gets a double fire because his RNG is absolutely through the roof right now. But we are going to return fire here and hopefully do some things. And the Zeton that's right behind him with his 15-inch guns manages to get some pretty decent penetrations there and absolutely smack us. And just like that, we're already popping a heal. And we just got smacked again by the Azuma, this time with armor piercing. I need to turn out and get away. And just like that, in one short fall swoop there, and I've already taken an absolute crazy amount of damage. I've already lost half of my HP, and I'm very lucky that that Zeton didn't just absolutely remove me. Now, what I should have probably done was not have pushed in right off the bat, but I really would not have predicted these guys to be right there. I'm not going to lie with you guys, but I should not have pushed in right there at the beginning because I would have probably been able to preserve some of my hit points. But let that be a lesson, guys. Don't just YOLO in right at the beginning of a game, because usually it never works out in your favor. Even if you're in a very tough cruiser like the Prinz Eugen. What I would recommend doing instead is literally sitting back for a minute, letting some people get up there and spot, and then move in. Because I just lost half my hit points because I decided to charge in there. So, yeah, not good. So I'm going to sit back instead and utilize a little bit of my guns here and do some things to these guys. Now, thus far, our teammates are really not doing a whole lot. Our destroyer is going right between Bravo and Charlie. He is really in between a rock and a hard place right now. A cruiser is right there on him. So I don't have a whole lot of faith in my destroyer right now. Not going to lie with you guys. And our Amalfi that's with us is just absolutely getting smacked around. He's going broadside. He's in the same kind of position I was in, except he's not disengaging. He is just really going in here, balls to the wall, and it's not going to work out for him in the end. Now, we're getting some AP action in here on this Azuma, and as you guys can see there, the AP is actually pretty damn decent on this ship. Now, one thing I want to point out too is our teammates are not playing with the caps whatsoever. We've lost Alpha, we've lost Bravo, and we're getting Charlie, but we're not really getting Charlie. And that's going to come back and bite us in the ass here, because if we can't get the caps, we can't win the game. It's that freaking simple. And trust me, I would love to push into Charlie, but we saw how that worked out for us earlier, didn't we? So I really can't do a lot. I'm putting a lot of faith in my destroyer. I'm putting a lot of faith in my teammates on the opposite side of the map, and it's just not happening. I mean, people are not stepping up to the plate here and taking some initiative and doing some things. And it's a major problem with this game that really can't be fixed, unfortunately, but I hope that I can maybe help teach some people how to play the game. But guys, remember that playing the caps is how you win games. Even if it's not the funnest gameplay in the world, it's how you're going to win. And not to mention, when you play with the caps, you can also get some damage doing that. Because when you're playing with the caps, you're also going to encounter some ships, and you're going to be able to get some damage in the process. But the points is how you're going to win games. And right now, our team is just not doing a whole lot. Now, don't get me wrong, one of our battleships has actually managed to push into Alpha. But he's like the only one pushing in, and everybody's sitting back. Nobody is coordinating. Nobody's actually pushing with him to get into the cap. And it's just not a whole lot we can do. So yeah, it's just we're gonna lose the game because of that in the end, because our team is not coordinating, they're not pushing together as a team and getting in there and doing what they have to do. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now, Main's out here going broadside, and I'm gonna see if I can't absolutely nuke him, and unfortunately I don't. I get overpens because that's how the game works these days in 2023. But yeah, just like that, we've already lost 3 ships. We've lost our DD, which is basically setting us up for a guaranteed loss. Usually the people that lose their DDs right off the bat are the people that are going to lose the game. And yeah, we just lost another ship. So far, we've lost 2 battleships, we've lost a cruiser, we've lost a destroyer, and the enemy team hasn't lost a single ship. In fact, they've got 2 caps as well. We are literally 500 points behind right now, or 400 points behind. And I saw the New Orleans barely, so I take a pop shot out at him rather. And that should hopefully finish him if my AP shells actually land. And just like that, we do take him down. That's our first kill of the game. Kind of a yoink, not going to lie. But hey, we'll take it, right? Now, notice that I'm pushing in here. I need to do something. I don't have a choice. Even if I die, I need to push in here. There's literally nothing I can do in this kind of situation. I either push or I don't push and lose the game regardless. I'd rather push in and try. And that's what we're going to do. And this is where the entertaining part comes to, guys. I told you earlier in the video that there is going to be some entertainment in this video, don't you worry. And it's coming right up. Once we push around this island, ladies and gentlemen, oh, it's going to be absolutely juicy. So we should take a full salvo of AP out on that Azuma, and we absolutely smack him, getting 2 citadels, bringing him down to half HP. AP on this thing, ladies and gentlemen, is absolutely phenomenal. And what we're going to go ahead and do here is, eventually, I should turn bow in. Right about now, yep, I am starting to turn bow in, and we can actually bow tank the Azuma, and we can actually bow tank the mains if they shoot AP at us. Now, one thing I'm also worried about off my right side is the Zeton, but Zeton is still behind the island, so I should be okay. Now, I did just knock out one of Main's guns, which is pretty good indeed, but what I'm mainly worried about is the Azuma. Now, keep in mind, I did launch torpedoes out on that Zeton, and we actually did get a hit with our 8-kilometer torpedoes, which is very decent indeed. And we are just taking an absolute crazy amount of damage right now, and not really much we can do about it. And I realize what this Azuma is trying to do, so I'm going to turn super hard to starboard here and get these torpedoes off. The Prinz Eugen has very good torpedo angles, and we are able to just absolutely smack the shit out of him, getting 3 torpedo hits, getting a devastating strike, and down he goes. That's our second kill of the game, up to 105,000 damage just like that. We're left on 500 hit points, and yeah, we should absolutely smack this mains, and just like that we do. We're getting some decent superstructure damage. He loads AP, hits us on the belt, gets absolutely no results whatsoever, and we're just going to absolutely smack him here once again through the superstructure, and our fire finishes him, getting our 3rd kill of the game. And just like that, we got 3 kills in the span of, what, a minute and a half, 2 minutes? And yeah, we're going to lose the game. But hey, at least we tried our best. And yeah, unfortunately, it's a defeat. But hey, what can you do? 112,000 damage, though, on a loss. 1,700 base on a loss. That's not horrible. That's actually really, really decent. It's just unfortunate that we didn't really have teammates. And not to mention, we actually made 600 grand on a loss. That's not too bad. But ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this one, please be sure to go down there, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below what you guys thought. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Stay healthy, as always.